Welcome back. It's time now for our injury report brought to you by Sonosite, the official ultrasound of the Breakers. Tonight we just have two injuries. Bianca D'Agostino, who is out with the ACL injury. She's out for the season. And Lisa Marie Woods is also out of the lineup tonight.
Now it's time to take a look at our players to watch in this one between the Flash and the Breakers. And first on the Western New York side, it's certainly not a surprise who the player to watch in this one is.
Yeah, Abby Wambach, she's one of the best players in the entire world. She's got 4 goals this season, 1 assist. She did play the full 90 minutes June 2nd against Team Canada, so it's a quick turnaround, but she should be having a good game today.
And as you can see by our graphic, by our top-notch Media Boss television crew, Sydney LaRue, the player to watch on the Breakers side. Both of these players, 4 goals on the season, as you can see, tied for second most in the NWSL. Both played for Team USA on Sunday against Team Canada up in Toronto. And now they match up just a few days later here in the NWSL, both getting the start for their respective clubs. As we are moments away from the start here at Dilboy Stadium, we thank you for joining us. Scott Sudikoff alongside Maddie Sattler. In Somerville, Massachusetts, just outside of the city of Boston. And a beautiful weather day here today, 70s. And the crowd is packed in here on the stands on the near side of the field. Breakers will come out in their customary blue jerseys for their home matches, and Western New York will be wearing the white. Goalkeepers again in this one for Western New York. Adriana French is making her 7th start, has appeared in all 7 games for the Western New York Flash, a 3-2-1 record. A 1.17 goals against average. She has made 27 saves, which is 4th in the NWSL, and she's opposed by Breakers goalkeeper Ashley Phillips, who's making her 5th start. And she started the game back on Saturday at Sky Blue FC, giving up the 5 goals. Did make 2 saves on 7 shots on goal.
Yeah, with both these players, they're both young. Both goalies are only 22, so we'll see who's got the edge. Oh, sorry. In this one.
And we are underway. Breakers and Western New York Flash here at Dilboy Stadium. And it quickly goes out for a Western New York throw-in from Alex Salin. Throw in for Salin into Wambach. And a loose ball and tracked down by Samantha Kerr. She heads towards Phillips, centers it. Not a clean catch there by Lloyd. And an opportunity there for the Flash to get one on the board early, but just couldn't get a clean shot off.
Yeah, the Breakers defense is going to be tested today because the Flash have a very strong offense. Wambach, Lloyd, Kerr, they're all very good players. So we're going to see if the Breakers are going to be able to step up to the challenge.
Here comes a throw in for the Flash. Headed in the air by Wambach. Lohman trying to clear the zone. Headed back towards goal, and Phillips will reach up and make that catch. Phillips again making her 5th start, a 1-1-2 record. She's from nearby Beverly, Massachusetts. As you see, Julie King will play it backwards. And now to the opposite side of the field, kept in there. And the loose ball turned over to the Flash. Middle of the field, Kerr. Taken away by King. Far sideline. And it gets knocked out. It'll be a Western New York throw-in. Second matchup of the season between the Flash and the Breakers, with Boston winning 2-1 back on April the 27th. As Maddie mentioned in the pregame, Western New York was out without Abby Wambach and Carly Lloyd in that one. And here come the Breakers breaking the other way. Here's LaRue. She scored a goal for the U.S. women's national team against the Canadian national team back on Sunday.
Yeah, and she, Sanderson and O'Reilly both little miscommunication there. Both were kind of looking at the other to make that run, and neither really did. So, but it was a good start for the Breakers.
Adriana French with the goal kick there. Carly Lloyd. And the Breakers try to clear the zone. Up ahead to Sanderson. Trying to go out wide. It's intercepted. Just 3 minutes in here at Dilboy Stadium. The only contest of the day in the NWSL. Both of these teams will play again this weekend. Kia McNeil will kick it out. It'll lead to a Western New York throw-in.
Yeah, and we saw the last home game. This defense had a very strong performance. So, you know, we need to look for them to try and have that again today if they're going to stop Wambach and Lloyd and the rest of the New York Flash offense.
Yeah, that last home game back on May 25th, a 3-0 shutout of the Washington Spirit. Cecilia Santiago picking up the shutout in that one. Tonight it's Ashley Phillips. Also good to see Joe Dragata back out on the field for the Breakers today.
Yeah, prior to her injury, she had played every game at that outside back position, and she's really stepped up and taken over at that position, which is not her where she normally plays. She usually is up in the midfield.
So I'll look at Kat Whitehill, who started all 8 matches so far for the Breakers and has played every single second for the Breakers this year. There's a turnover. Samantha Kerr trying to get it back, intercepted by McNeil. So a couple of dangerous opportunities for the Flash so far. Cannot convert. That ball squirts through, but it's an offsides on the Breakers.
The Flash are playing with a lot of confidence right now. They've won 3 in a row. They know what they're doing. They know how to work together. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Breakers respond to that.
They've come off a stretch of 4 consecutive home matches. The first one was against the Breakers before the 3 consecutive victories against Sky Blue, FC Kansas City, and the Chicago Red Stars, all of which were 2-1 victories, and the loss for the Breakers was a 2-1 loss. So obviously lots of close matchups for the Flash so far. Flash have a +1 goal differential, as do the Breakers. Sanderson taps it back. Try to send LaRue out in front, and it's onside. LaRue switching feet, looking for space, sends it towards the far post, and it's off the hands of French. Excellent look there by Sydney LaRue. Trying to tuck that one in the far post.
She's such a scary player, and you know, the Flash need to figure out what they need to do defensively to stop this offense, because the Breakers, that is their main strength as a team.
Here comes the corner kick for the Breakers. Goes to the opposite side and up over the head of Kat Whitehill. So the Breakers cannot take advantage of the first corner kick of the match. Just over 6 minutes in. Wambach going after the second ball, plays it back. And now taken by the Flash, Zerboni. Going out far for Kerr, but too far out in front. And a throw in for the Breakers. Julie King will do the honors.
Keep an eye on Kerr. She's young, she's fast. She comes from Australia, and she's a great player for the Flash. She's got a lot of offensive talent.
2 goals and an assist this year for Kerr. One of those goals was against the Breakers. She's started all 7 matches now. Sanderson trying to track that one down. It's played back, though, for French. And lofted out of play.
She was also a teammate of Boston Breakers' Kaya Simon when they played together in Sydney for Sydney FC.
Officials for today's matchup: referee John McCloskey. AR1 is Ross Kleinsuber. AR2 is Russ Wolf. And 4th official is Boris Senich. Looking for a cross, and Phillips there to intercept it. And then coming right at you with the throw out to LaRue. Bringing it up the near sideline, Sydney LaRue. Leaves for O'Reilly. O'Reilly gives it up to Noguera, switching fields with it. And that one goes off of the flash. Breakers throw it.
Not a bad idea to switch fields. Dragata was wide open over there, and she just didn't get the best first touch on it, but
here comes the throw-in. Gets bounced into O'Reilly. O'Reilly tries to cross. It's headed away. Shepfer, though, had a chance there to send it forward. And a whistle and a foul, I believe, on the Breakers. First foul of the matchup here today. Talked about at the top of the broadcast, these two teams are separated by a point in the standings. Breakers at 3-2-2. The Flash at 3-2-1.
Both these teams really want to win today. The Breakers need to redeem themselves from the last game. The Flash is on a roll, and they want to keep that momentum going. So there's a lot riding on this game.
A lot riding on an early season matchup. These two teams will still play two more times. August the 3rd here, as that one gets sent in right to Phillips, and August 17th at the Flash. We got the drum line in the crowd here today, or actually out on the track around the field. May be able to hear that on your speakers at home. Adding a little ambiance to the crowd. As they play in the midfield here, and that one wave out in front. And Phillips coming out to get it. She'll leave it off for Kat Whitehill. LaRue has it knocked away, but it'll be a throw-in for the Breakers. Coming over there was Brittany Taylor on the defense.
Brittany Taylor's a defensive leader. She's really, she's played every minute so far, and she's an anchor back there for the Flash defense.
LaRue gets control, sending it towards the far post again. And Leanne Sanderson trying to make a run there.
She was just a step or two behind, but that was a good idea by the Breakers to try and get a shot off.
Of course, Sanderson, last match here at Dilboy Stadium, 3 assists in the 3-0 victory against the Spirit. And she leads the league with 6 assists on the season. That earned her Week 7 Player of the Week honors. In fact, 3 Breakers have won Player of the Week so far this year. Heather O'Reilly in the 3rd week, Sydney LaRue in the 4th week, and then Sanderson, Week 7 Player of the Week.
O'Reilly's Player of the Week came after the Western New York Flash matchup, and she scored 2 goals in that game.
Breakers able to keep it in. Shepfer trying to turn. Gives to Sanderson. Sanderson looking for some room double teams and has it knocked out. Breakers throw in the 12th minute. Shepfer to O'Reilly. Knocked away from Sanderson, and again, it should be a throw in for the Breakers, and it is.
The Breakers aren't making the cleanest passes right now. They need to settle down, and they need to make sure they get the best passes off, especially in this offensive zone.
And the Flash doing a good job just interrupting the flow here of the Breakers as they slowly marching towards that flag. Continuing with the throw-ins, Lohman turns and bumps into a Flash player and then has it sent away.
That was a really good defensive stop by the Flash, just getting the throw-ins, and then finally getting that clear out.
Breakers will try to restart the offense. Sanderson just could not quite get to it. As the Flash coming back, trying to go in transition. Cross field, it connects. And then sent out. But it looks like it'll be a corner for Western New York. It will be.
That was a good recovery by Julie King right there. She kind of missed her mark, but got back and defended Kerr very well to the best of her abilities, and luckily Kerr didn't get the shot off right there.
So here's the corner kick. That is Adriana. And it's headed out quickly by the Breakers. And now they're going to try to send LaRue, who the pass was a little offline. She also collided with Alex Salin. Taken back by the Flash just for a moment. LaRue plays for Lohman. Now outside line King for LaRue. Return to King. O'Gara in the middle of the field, goes out far side. Sanderson takes it and gets tripped up. And a foul whistled on the Flash. Kat Whitehill will come up to do the honors for the Breakers. 15th minute of action, no score. Whitehill sending it to that near post to the opposite side, and O'Reilly wasn't there in time. She'll track it down though.
That was a great kick by Whitehill. Great play all around. Unfortunately, O'Reilly wasn't able to get a foot on it, but that was really, could have been a beautiful goal right there.
We've seen a couple of those for the Breakers here on their home field in terms of pretty goals, and had some good success here. 2-0-1. Here's LaRue again. LaRue, they give her space to her left. Tries that left-footed shot, and it gets deflected out. Corner kick up coming for the Breakers. So they gave her that room there.
I talked to Coach Lyons the other day, and he said one of the keys for the game is to contain these high-caliber players. If they allow, O'Reilly to have a huge game, if they allow LaRue to have a huge game, Sanderson, anyone, then they're going to be on the losing end of this game.
Katie Schempfer with the corner kick. Sanderson stepping into one, gets blocked. Sanderson again, left foot forward, blocked again. King stepping up, sending it back towards the box. Lohman heads it out sideline for Schempfer. And now Lohman trying to track it down, but won't be able to do so. And Franch will kick it out. It'll be a throw-in for the Breakers.
I think Franch didn't realize how much time she had there. She could have picked that one up maybe, but she got it out, and that's what mattered at the moment.
King with the throw-in. Sent back to Whitehill for Sanderson. Right foot and diving to stop it from going out. As it was wide of the post was Franch.
This is Franch's first professional season.
Draft pick out of Oklahoma State University. 22 years old, stands 5'9". 7th start in 7 games, so she's getting all the action so far. Flash with an opportunity, but picked up easily by Phillips. She'll bring it to the near side where Sydney LaRue awaits. LaRue tied for second in goals in the NWSL with 4.
LaRue was looking for someone to make a run, but no one was heading towards goal.
The Breakers haven't had LaRue in the lineup the last 2 games. She did not play in the 3-0 victory against the Spirit before being with the U.S. national team on Sunday, so missing the game Saturday against Sky Blue. And that one went off the post there from Wambach, and the Breakers catch a break.
Yeah, she didn't really have anyone challenging right there, so she didn't have the best angle on goal, but she did have an opportunity to make the score 1-0, and luckily for the Breakers, she didn't.
Everyone seemed to be very surprised about how that one just came about. And a foul whistled on Western New York, and Breakers trying for a quick restart. On the near side, King trying to keep it in. She does for LaRue. Pass is intercepted there by Angela Salem. Lohman, though, regains control for the Breakers. Sends it far side, Dragata. For O'Reilly. O'Reilly has it blocked. Kerr plays it for Wambach. Bringing it up the near side, Salem. Wambach has it taken away by Heather O'Reilly. Teammates on Sunday and now enemies today. And that one trickles out of bounds on the far side. Breaker throw-in.
It's definitely interesting how these players play together on their respective national teams and then come into these games and face each other, and it's a completely different feel, a completely different atmosphere.
And they'll be teammates again real soon. June the 15th, the U.S. women's national team will take on South Korea at Gillette Stadium in nearby Foxborough, Massachusetts. As Kat Whitehill trying to go far side, cannot connect, it's intercepted. Flash trying to take advantage of the turnover. Leanne Sanderson able to steal it, and she'll break it the other way. Stepping up, though, the Flash not making it easy for the Breakers.
A lot of the game so far has been kind of bouncing around this midfield area, and that's because both of these teams are pretty evenly matched.
Lohman trying to send it to space for LaRue. And that'll be a Breakers throw-in upcoming.
That wasn't a bad idea by Lohman. She's the defensive midi position, and she's very good at distributing the ball.
King stumbles over the ball. Wambach was falling down as well, but able to get it to Kerr. Sent across the field, headed away by Dragata. Now it's picked up by Zerboni. McCall Zerboni sent it towards the box and scooped up by Phillips. Mentioned that game, June 15th, for the U.S. national team against South Korea. It's the first of a two-game series. They'll play again on June the 20th at Red Bull New York, at the Red Bull New York Arena. Breakers throw-in upcoming.
O'Reilly and LaRue will be playing for Team USA, and Wambach and Carly Lloyd will be from the Flash will also be playing, and Tom Zermoni is the head coach. For
just announced
the lineup today.
Second minute of play. Each team has had a couple of opportunities. The big one for the Breakers, Sydney LaRue. Trying to tuck it inside of the far post on the near side of the field here on your screen, and it was a diving play by Franch to knock it out. And Abby Wambach, a few minutes ago, was left virtually alone and just hit the post and it deflected out. Also had an opportunity about a minute into the game. Just could not get a clear shot off as they had Samantha Kerr. A lot of space on the near side and then centering pass, and just a shot was not able to get off as the Breakers were able to recover defensively.
Yeah, players like that, you cannot give them those wide open shots.
That shot and a save by Phillips. out by Western New York. Breakers throw it. Katie Schepfer sending it out wide. Sanderson gains control. Plays back for Dragata. Quick touch to Sanderson. Trying to go back to O'Reilly. Can't get there in time. And it comes down in the vicinity of Wambach with McNeil taking it away.
Another thing about Wambach is she's so tall and she can go up and get these headers that not every player can get. And that's what makes her so dangerous.
Whitehill able to keep that in and then send it out towards the center of the field. Midfield, that is. Towards midfield, but let's see where the throw-in is coming for Western New York. Actually, they're going to call it out all the way back where she kicked it.
Whitehill's a smart player. She's been playing for a really long time, so she knows what she needs to do, especially to stop players like Wambach and Carly Lloyd today.
O'Reilly with a lot of big-time experience, 28 years old, a couple of NCAA championships, also with the U.S. national team since 2002. Alex Salin doing the throw-in deep in her own end.
Salin's also played every minute so far. The difference defensively is the Flash have their defensive line has been pretty consistent throughout the season, whereas the Breakers has been rearranged and shuffled a lot.
We talked about Joe D'Agata actually really moving back to play defense from her normal position. And was also out for a couple of games with injury, but back out there today. An errant pass. Kia McNeil ahead for Noguera. Noguera gets knocked down, and the foul whistled on the Flash. Quick restart for the Breakers. Trying to force it ahead for Schepfer. Instead, Lohman plays back for Noguera. Trying to set Lohman there. Pass was red. Sent out here on the near side, Salin. Playing it for Kerr. Kerr has a step against King. And King, good play, looked like defensively, it will be a goal kick for Ashley Phillips. So again, Julie King has done a couple good jobs there of getting back on Samantha Kerr and limiting the opportunity.
Yeah, she's going to be tested today because Kerr is very fast down that sideline, but King is also a fast defender, so it's going to be a really good matchup today.
As we play in the 26th minute, no score between the Flash and the Breakers. The teams are third and the fourth in the NWSL standings. Breakers 1 point ahead of the Flash. Here's Kerr. And that goes clean off of Kerr for another goal kick. Breakers will play again on Sunday. They'll play at Chicago, while Western New York is on the road Saturday at Sky Blue FC. Schedule is spread out this week. Have another game tomorrow between FC Kansas City and Portland before one match Saturday and two on Sunday in the league. And Wambach hit the ground. The Breakers take control. And that one was headed towards O'Reilly, but a good play defensively by Alex Salin to knock it away and play it back for her goalkeeper, French.
Yeah, O'Reilly was wide open down that side, and I don't think the defense saw her there, so good thing the Flash did get ahead on that, so O'Reilly didn't score.
Stepping up there, Salin gets to Kerr. Kerr, Wambach, the header up over the head of Phillips for the goal. Beautiful, and the Flash lead 1-0. Just as Maddie said a few moments ago, with the height, able to get up there and really not be challenged. It's an incredible goal there by Abby Wambach, and it's 1-0 Western New York. her 5th goal of the season.
Yeah, Julie King stepped up at the beginning of the play. Julie King stepped up to get the ball and then couldn't recover in time to stop Kerr from getting that pass off.
Good job by Alex Salin, too. She stepped all the way up to put the pressure on. And had that opportunity with Kerr to Wambach. Breakers trying to answer, and Franch will pick it up.
For the Breakers, they cannot get frantic. They cannot panic. There's still so much time left, and these 5 minutes are very important, too.
Let's take a look at this goal from Wambach. As you see, Kerr just put it right up for Wambach, and good effort there by Ashley Phillips, but just a perfectly placed shot. Sydney LaRue trying to track it down for the Breakers, goes out. And a goal kick for Western New York.
Breakers fans, the Ocean Spray Diet line of juices has just 5 little calories and big bold flavors to help you stay healthy.
1-0 Western New York. The goal was in the 28th minute by Abby Wambach. And the assist to Samantha Kerr, her 2nd assist. And as mentioned, the 5th goal of the season for Wambach. And now Kerr looking for another one. Sends it across, and Wambach is able to keep it in.
You can see the Flash are very confident. They know they're good. They know they're strong. They know they're powerful. So the Breakers need to step up and play with that intensity.
Here comes Salin again, stepping up, trying to race after it. Gets it away from King, but it finds its way to Phillips. So 1-0, the Breakers on top. We're in the 30th minute. 1-0, the Flash are on top. We're in the 30th minute. Goal by Abby Wambach just a couple of minutes ago.
Wambach's been working hard, too, because she played the entire game on June 2nd against Team Canada, Canadians national team.
Kat Whitehill had her pass knocked right back to her. Now King gets to LaRue. Tap for Lohman. Trying to reverse fields, look like, and now we'll play back for King. King has it bumped and taken away by Kerr. Kerr racing after it, but not going to be able to get to it in time. She looks a little tired, a little gassed, and she's comes up hobbling as well.
She's been running all up and down that sideline so far today, so I don't blame her for being a little tired.
Hey, she's only 19 years old, though. So she's got the young legs.
That is true. Coach Line said Kerr has a very exciting style of play, and she's someone that's really fun to watch.
Lohman lobs it up ahead. Sanderson lets it hit the ground. Now plays it across the field. LaRue could not get her head on it. It'll be a throw-in for Western New York. Here's Whitehill. Sanderson trying to quickly go back out of the outside with Dragata stepping up. Now King steps up, plays it ahead to LaRue. Tap back Lohman. Noguera trying to set something up. Has Wambach coming near, plays it outside. Dragata. Dragata with some room. Finds Schepfer. Sanderson trying to give it to Lohman on the run. And it'll be a Breaker throw-in in the 32nd minute.
Those 5 beats are coming from University, situated to the side of the right goal.
Waiting for the throw-in. Schepfer turning away from a couple of defenders and sent that wide. Sneaky shot there.
That was a great effort because she had 2 defenders on her, and she was still able to maneuver around and get a good shot off.
Franch kicks it away. And Kerr got knocked down from behind by King. They'll just stay out of bounds. Throw in for Western New York. And Salin comes up. Kerr. Adriana had it taken away. Into space, Sanderson can't get to it. Tapped away by Estelle Johnson, defensively for Western New York. This is Zerboni for the Flash, and draws a throw-in.
Zerboni is the team captain. She's a leader on this Flash offense, and she's kind of a quiet leader. She doesn't score a lot of goals, but she does make really good passes, and she's very vocal on the field.
Her one goal in the season, it was a game winner. 26 years old, Camarillo, California. Again, they send it towards LaRue, trying to have her track it down, but not enough room on the field to play. King forces the turnover. Bumps it ahead for LaRue. LaRue looking for a cross. Lohman just pops that one up out, and probably not happy with herself there. Had a potential opportunity and just mishit it.
Yeah, Lohman has one goal so far this year. She makes a lot of good passes. She's really smart in the middle of the field. She's looking for another goal though.
Breakers force the Flash to play it back to French. 35th minute of play. The Flash scoring in the 28th minute. Abby Wambach from Samantha Kerr. A header for Wambach. Her 5th goal of the season. If you missed it, we'll try to give you another look during halftime here today. Sanderson setting into space. Dragata.
Good job by French to come get that one, because Dragata was just a step behind.
Sanderson trying to restart the offensive push for the Breakers. Zerboni, though, able to take it back for the Flash. Out wide, Wambach could not control, and Breakers will regain possession. And we have an injury, but it's to one of our officials, the referee. Is coming off the field. That is John McCloskey. And so Boris Senich has come out to take over the referee position, as Senich was the 4th official. Hearing word here in the booth that John McCloskey had been limping around for a good 20 minutes so far on this one. Now finally has come out. You see him there on the sideline. Going to get checked out by a trainer. Well, you have injuries from players and sometimes the officials as well, because they're doing just as much running up and down that field. It's a pretty warm day, so everybody out there should be, or at least had a good chance to loosen up.
Yeah, we saw the officials warming up today, so hopefully he's okay.
Hopefully it's maybe just a cramp, potentially. 37th minute of play, 1-0 Western New York. Dragata trying to go to Sanderson, and Sanderson does a good job to track it down. Noguera. Schepfer, and there's misses connection there with King. Those are the unforced mistakes they have to try to limit against a team like Western New York, giving them an extra chance.
Yeah. New York is going to take advantage of those mistakes, so the Breakers cannot make them.
Here's Wambach. Goes out wide. And that one is deflected, and it'll be a corner kick. So Dragata deflected it out. Corner kick for Western New York. their second of the night.
Corner kicks are always dangerous, but especially with Abby Wambach, you know, in the box, and she's able to get so much air and elevation that her head is where they're aiming for.
Adriana will line things up. Right at the top of the 6 gets headed up in the air. And then Phillips able to make the save.
That was a great save by Phillips. She was in the perfect place and really just laid out for that one.
Dragata stepping up, gets help from O'Reilly. 39th minute of play. Salin has a go out. Throw in for Boston. Quickly King. In for Lohman. Lohman trying to connect with LaRue. LaRue keeps it in. Now back again, Lohman. Schupfer. Now O'Reilly.
Those are a good string of passes right there in that corner.
Opposite side for Sanderson. Setting it for Lohman. Lohman trying to control it, get a shot off, but instead French sprinting out there, able to take it away.
That was gutsy by French because Lohman, you know, another half a second, she would have had her foot up taking that shot.
40th minute with a flash up 1-0. Played back for French. Flasher just playing their third road match of the season, 0-1-1. Breakers 2-0-1 at home. Throw in here for the Flash, Catherine Reynolds. And a whistle foul on Western New York. As Lohman draws it.
The Breakers are going to push everyone up here. Let Whitehill take it.
Quick touch to Lohman. Trying to go to Sanderson. Not enough space, but then does go out off of the Breakers, so the goal kick.
Breakers fans, grab your Breakers Nike t-shirts, hoodies, caps, and replica jerseys at the merchandise tent located next to the locker rooms.
You see Wambach going up there against McNeil. Flash were able to win it momentarily. Whitehill sending it out again in the vicinity of Sydney LaRue, but not enough room there. Defense played by Brittany Taylor. LaRue keeps it right there on the line. She did not.
I talked to Coach Cole today, and she said, you know, keep an eye on Whitehill. She's got to step up, be a leader back there. And also, Whitehill has played with Wambach on the national scene, so they'll be looking to her to stop one of the best players in the world.
Brittany Taylor's kick. Noguera playing it. Bounces in front of Lohman. And Zerboni trying to go to Wambach. Just out of her reach. Scooped up by Phillips. 28th minute goal by Abby Wambach. It's 1-0 Western New York. Samantha Kerr with the assist. Garrett got in the passing lane. Kept alive by Carly Lloyd just for a moment. Now Noguera. Noguera back for Whitehill. Down the middle of the field, Shepfer circles it back Whitehill, looking for some space. Trying to make a long pass, connects with Shepfer. Shepfer spins away. Well, she's got a hand of her jersey there. And Shepfer keeps going. Out to LaRue. And O'Reilly's shot was blocked.
It was a great job by Shepfer because Salem had her arm right on her.
Like Salem had some jersey in her hand as that one is in for a goal. Sanderson from O'Reilly. So the Breakers stay with it. And the Breakers have tied it up in the 44th minute.
That was a beautiful goal by Sanderson. She was at the perfect place, that far post position, and she just needed to put an easy touch on it and got it in.
Her first goal of the season to go along with those 6 assists. Really, that whole sequence started by Shepfer and her determination to get that ball up the field, even though Angela Salem had a handful of jersey.
Absolutely, that was a team goal right there.
So in the 44th minute, Sanderson from O'Reilly. First assist of the season for O'Reilly, first goal for Sanderson. Sanderson maybe looking for more. Sends it across the field. LaRue will keep it in. Now King has it knocked away, intercepted by Brittany Taylor, and plays it out to the middle of the field. Abby Wambach forcing the issue, making Whitehill as Wambach slides down. Gets a little bit of a cheer from the crowd here.
Crowd's really fired up now, and both of these teams are real pumped up. They both have a goal, so it's important they finish out this half strong.
We're in the stoppage time. Haven't gotten word of, I think it's just heard 1 minute of stoppage time, so not much more time remaining. Wambach in the 28th minute for the Flash. Sanderson in the 44th minute for the Breakers. At halftime, we'll take a look back at those 2 goals, the highlights, have stats. So stay tuned with us during halftime.
And finishing out this half, both teams have to be, happy at the way they perform. They're very evenly matched. This is a great matchup. So there's a lot of excitement to finish out this half. There's a lot of excitement coming in the second half.
Final seconds, and there's the whistle to end the first half of play. A tie score of 1-1. 28th minute was Abby Wambach, her 5th of the season, assisted by Samantha Kerr, her 2nd assist. And then the Breakers tie things up in the 44th minute. Leanne Sanderson, her first goal of the season from Heather O'Reilly, which is her first assist of the season. So we are tied up at 1.
The Western New York Flash 1. Goals for Western New York Flash scored by number 20, Abby Wambach. And the goal for your Boston Breakers scored by number 10, Leanne Sanderson. The first half game report was brought to you by Ocean Spray, the official juice of the Boston Breakers.
We're going to take a look at that goal from Sanderson. You see the pass from O'Reilly. And Sanderson, the quick touch, and in. So Sanderson, her first of the season. And celebrates with her teammates a 1-1 score as we head into halftime. The Breakers and the Flash. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a couple minutes and have some stats and, of course, the second half of action for you. This is Boston Breakers Soccer, brought to you by Media Boss Television. Welcome back to Dilboy Stadium. Scott Sudakoff alongside Maddie Sattler. We're at halftime with the score 1-1, the Breakers and the Western New York Flash. The Flash were the team to get on the board first. It was in the 28th minute from the World Women's Player of the Year, Abby Wambach, scoring her 5th goal this season. It was assisted by Samantha Kerr, and we're going to take a look at that one from Wambach in the 28th minute. It was a good job by Alex Salin to play that ball forward for Kerr, and then a perfect delivery and execution, Wambach. Good effort there by Ashley Phillips, just a perfectly placed header by Abby Wambach to make it 1-0 Western New York. And then the Breakers, 16 minutes later, 44th minute of play, they were able to get on the board and tie this one up at 1. And a pair first on the season, Leanne Sanderson, her first goal, and the first assist for Heather O'Reilly on the season. As we take a look at this one in the 44th minute, Breakers able to tie things up. There we are. It's Heather O'Reilly fought through Carly Lloyd and found Leanne Sanderson right there in the middle. And Leanne Sanderson happy with her first goal of the season. So the Breakers tie things up in the 44th minute. Sanderson from O'Reilly. And of course, that's your score, 1-1, as we head into the second half here. Breakers, and take a look at the halftime stats. Shots were evened up, 6-6 for both sides. Western New York had 4 shots on goal. The Breakers with 2. Offsides, 2-1. 2 offsides on the Breakers. Each team had 2 corner kicks, and the fouls, Western New York had 3, while the Breakers had 2. So you look at the numbers. Fairly even matchup so far, as we expected. 2-1 the first game these two teams played this year, and now 1-1 as we head to the second half.
Yeah, definitely. Both coaches, I talked to both of them before the game, and they both noted how they love playing the other team. These teams are very similar style of play. They're offensive-minded teams, and both the goals that were scored today were team goals. They weren't cheap goals, so it's really exciting. It's been exciting from our standpoint to watch it.
Yeah, you didn't see on that Breakers goal. It really was kick-started by Katie Shepard. She almost went the length of the field with the ball and had a defender, Angela Salem, had a handful of shirt, and she was just able to still fight through that and really set up that opportunity, eventually leading to that Leanne Sanderson goal. So it has definitely been a team effort on both the goals, and each team finally able to break through at 28th minute for the Flash and the 44th minute for the Breakers. So a big 45 minutes of action coming up with the Breakers 1 point ahead of the Flash in the standings. They do have the Flash do have 1 game in hand. They played 1 fewer game, but take a look at the standings early in the season. It is a big contest. Maybe you'd say bigger for the Flash because they lost the first matchup between these two teams, and of course there'll be 2 more later on.
And they have yet to win on the road, so the Flash are coming in with a lot of confidence, but they have a lot of confidence at home. This road game is tough. The atmosphere here is full of Breakers fans.
Yeah, good Breakers crowd on hand here. Well, they did give Abby Wambach a pretty good ovation at the beginning of the game, and they give credit where it was due on the Abby Wambach goal. Obviously, you have such a draw coming in. A lot of these fans coming to this game in particular to see Abby Wambach, and we'll see that probably down the road with some other high-profile players coming in. Second half is about to start out on the field. Breakers and the Western New York Flash. Scott Sudikoff alongside Maddie Sattler. Dillboy Stadium, we thank you for tuning in here today. Broadcast presented by Media Boss Television. So the second half is underway. Breakers moving left to right in their home blue uniforms. And Kaya Simon out on the field for the Breakers to begin the second half.
Looks like O'Reilly did not.
Yeah,
looks like Kaya Simon came in for Heather O'Reilly.
So Simon in and O'Reilly out. And Simon there will send that one out of bounds. So Simon has now appeared in 7 of the 8 games this season. She's made 3 starts, a goal and an assist on the year.
She's only 21 years old. She's an offensive threat. She's fast. She's from Australia, plays for the Aussies.
And she had a team-high 12 goals last year for the Breakers. Just 1 so far on the year here this season. So she's in, Heather O'Reilly out.
Heather O'Reilly did play on Sunday, so Coach Cole probably wanted to give her a little rest and give her legs a little break.
So goal scorers in this one, Wambach for Western New York, Sanderson for the Breakers. As the second half just getting underway here. Wambach trying to track it down. Dragata marking her. Wambach spins away, trying to send it towards the box, headed out by McNeil. Kept in by the Flash. Wambach playing it back for Salem. Salem with plenty of room. Sends it into the box. And Adriana had her shot deflected up and out. No, they'll say it's off of her foot, not deflected. So goal kick upcoming for Ashley Phillips.
Adriana, she comes from Spain. She's had some experience with the Spanish national team, and she's a very athletic player. She's fast, so she's someone offensively. The Flash have a lot of weapons.
Yeah, 1 goal in the season for her so far. Leading goal scorer, of course, Wambach with 5, and you have 2 for Samantha Kerr, and 1 each for Zerboni and Adriana. Whitehill trying to play it back for Phillips. Dangerous there. Able to get it away. Lohman taps for Dragata. Simon. Quick one-touch back for Dragata. Now middle of the field, Noguera with some space. Gives to LaRue. LaRue has Sanderson in the middle and Simon on the other side, but all played back. Noguera fights to keep it alive. And she's able to draw the foul. So the 4th foul on Western New York in this one. In the first half, Ashley Phillips made 3 saves. 1 save made by Adriana French.
We saw that late save by Ashley Phillips where she really laid out for one. So that was probably a highlight for her for the game.
That one sent all the way towards the top of the 6, and French able to go up and get it. Make sure there was no opportunity for the Breakers. She sends it away right down the center of the field. Played ahead, Wambach trying to give it up.
That's a mistake that Wambach doesn't usually make, turning it over.
Picked back up by the Flash. Reynolds plays for French. 50th minute, 1-1 the score. That was the score at halftime. That's French. Plenty of time. And I think there was
A little miscommunication there.
I think they switched out a ball. Yeah, I think they switched out the soccer ball, and so they had to kick it out of bounds, and the Breakers gave it back to French. And now a throw in here for Boston. That was a little strange. Haven't seen that before.
And you guys didn't see that, but the ball boy just threw the soccer ball right at the side judge right there.
Almost a second injury to an official. That's sent out by the Flash. And that one's into the crowd. A lot of errant balls all of a sudden. Take a look at Joe Dragata. Gets set to throw it in for the Breakers. And Simon trying to send it. I think she thought that Schepfer was going to make a run up the sideline, but did not do so. And Western New York, as they play pinball right now, the ball going back and forth. Western New York takes possession still. Kerr ahead for Wambach, but McNeil sends it to Phillips, popped up into the air, and it's going to land out of bounds.
Phillips had 2 players coming from her from both sides, so good for her for getting that away real quick.
So a bit of a slow start here in this second half.
I'm sure both teams want to come out and get the first goal in this half and really set the tone.
Wambach almost found a spot at the top corner of the goal there, off the top of the crossbar and out of bounds, but it was a lot closer than probably anybody thought on the field that it would be.
That's her second near goal for the day. She had one early in the game.
After each game, Boston Breakers fans will have a chance to win free dry cleaning by visiting Dependable Cleaner's Facebook page and voting for the Dependable Play of the Game. The video with the most votes will be crowned the winner, and one lucky voter will be randomly selected to win $20 in free dry cleaning. Dependable Cleaners has 16 locations and 30 pickup and delivery routes in and around Greater Boston. To learn more about Dependable Cleaners and its services, please visit www.dependablecleaners.com.
Dragata plays it for Noguera, quickly out for Schepfer. Schepfer returned to Dragata. She had trouble with it. Tried to set things back up. Looking for Sanderson there, headed away. Adriana. Spinning against Dragata. Trying to go to Wambach, stepping in there, Noguera. Noguera toes the line, keeps it in, goes through the legs of Adriana there with a pass.
That was a good effort by Noguera. She stepped up and got that ball, and then she was going to try and make a run down the side. It was just a little miscommunication.
Simon forces Estella Johnson out of bounds. Breakers throw in. As a Let's Go Breakers chant starts up in the crowd. Breakers trying to stay undefeated at home, 2-0-1. And Lohman will pick up a foul there. As she knocks down Zerboni. Slow to get up, team captain back up though. Remember, the opening night of the season really looked like it was going to be a loss for the Breakers, down 1-0 into extra time. Before Sydney LaRue was able to tie it up, steal away a point. And the two victories for the Breakers at home have been decisive. 4-1 against Chicago and a 3-0 shutout against Washington. Vergata has it bounce away. Able to regain things here. Lohman, she gets knocked down and the foul goes the other way.
We haven't seen much from Carly Lloyd today. She's made a couple runs, a couple passes, but for the most part, the Breakers have done a really good job containing her.
That's offsides. And Samantha Kerr trying to run straight at goal there, and Phillips running directly at her as well, but a couple of steps off sides.
Yeah, but Kerr is really speedy, so the Breakers are lucky that she was a couple steps off sides. Otherwise, I don't know if anyone would have caught her.
Whitehill will line things up for the Breakers. Far side for LaRue. LaRue trying to go across for Simon, intercepted by Salem.
Both of these teams aren't making the cleanest passes. Both of them are, getting intercepted by the other. And those are little mistakes that neither team can afford to make.
Adriana heading out towards the sideline, looking to make a pass. Connects with Salem. Salem, tap for Kerr, return to Salem. Looking for an opportunity for a cross. And knocked down, taken away. LaRue. Trying to switch fields and connect with Kaya Simon. But there to get a foot on it was Catherine Reynolds, and ends up in the hands of French. Noguera. Simon taps it back. Dragata quickly ahead for Schepfer. Dragata stepping up, trying to play forward. Collides with Wambach. And have Adriana going on the run there, but Phillips steps up. And that's dangerous, and Phillips just will launch it away as quickly as she can.
Yeah, Phillips is being tested here. She's coming out pretty far and taking these balls away, but, you know, the Flash are having their chances.
Saw Dragata collide with Wambach. Wambach stood her ground, and Dragata fell back a couple of steps. And that is, I believe, Carly Lloyd.
Yeah, she was tripped up by Mariah Noguera. I don't think no harm was meant in that, but
Lloyd only playing in her third game of the season due to injury. And you see hobbling just a bit. 30-year-old from Delran Township, New Jersey.
she's been a member of the U.S. national team since 2005. So she has a lot of international experience.
Dangerous there, and Phillips stood her ground, makes the catch. And now LaRue going to use her speed, try to create something.
Wambach really laid out for that one, and I think she's a little shaken up. She was, reaching to get her head on that, and she just couldn't, but she took a hard fall.
Back on that play with Carly Lloyd, they did give a yellow card to Mariah Noguera. First card of the year on Noguera. Kerr couldn't control. Noguera trying to play it back. And a split there between Whitehill and McNeil.
Good job for Whitehill for stepping up and taking that one.
Dragata slips momentarily, plays it through the legs of Adriana. Wambach trying to send Kerr. Whitehill there, though, to get her right foot on it.
Great job, Joe. That's your shot, Joe.
And the flash, once again, restart the offensive push. Wambach, her left foot is deflected by Dragata. McNeil trying to play it for Sanderson. Wambach reverses the field with it. And then just lofted forward for Phillips. Flash, for the most part, have controlled the play in the second half.
Yeah, and they had the best opportunity on that shot off the foot of Abby Wambach that hit the top post.
Wambach against Dragata. And Dragata holding her own for the most part with Wambach, who maybe got away with a slight push to get some space.
This is a test for Dragata in that outside back position with Abby Wambach being on her for most of this half so far.
Lloyd plays it for Kerr. Whitehill able to knock it away. Kerr, though, will track it down. Kerr against King. Waits for her teammates to get there. This is Salin. Across for Wambach. And looks like Dragata got the worst of that one. She's okay, though, back up on her feet. And the goal kick for Phillips.
It was a good job by Whitehill to disrupt that play and force Kerr to the outside, and that kind of saved the day right there.
28th minute, Abby Wambach scored from Samantha Kerr. 44th minute, Leanne Sanderson for the Breakers from Heather O'Reilly. Heather O'Reilly then taking a seat at halftime, and Kaya Simon coming in for her. And that's where we are, 1-1 in the 62nd minute. We're at Dilboy Stadium, Somerville, Massachusetts. Scott Sudikoff alongside Maddie Sattler. As the middle of the field, Sanderson playing it out wide. Quick touch for Shepfer, couldn't get her head on it. Sanderson streaking forward, almost able to take it. Making the run, Zerboni. Tracked down by McNeil. And Dragata kicks it right off of Adriana out of bounds.
McNeil's having a great game today, too. She's an important part of that back line, and she's really reliable. She's a solid defender. She's having a great day so far.
Yeah, McNeil has started 7 of the 8 games this season. Here's Simon trying to get it in towards the box for Shepfer. Simon keeps it alive. Noguera. Franch stepping up and will intercept it to make sure LaRue had no chance. Going back to McNeil, he got 7th start, 7 games this season. Played locally for her college soccer at Boston College. And she's from Connecticut.
Yeah, but she was originally an offensive player. She moved to defense her senior year of college, and she's doing great here.
Sanderson trying to let LaRue run after it. Does draw a throw in for the Breakers. Sanderson, middle for Shepfer. Deflected back. Dragata stepping up and taking it away from Adriana. Here's Shepfer. Couldn't thread the needle for Simon. Sanderson out wide, LaRue. LaRue working against Salin. Right foot, in a goal for Sydney LaRue. And the Breakers take a 2-1 lead.
That one just sneaked in that near post. It was a great shot, very strong, powerful shot by Sydney LaRue. And Franch didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, so quick with the release there. Not as if she had a ton of room to make that play. And Sydney LaRue, her 5th goal of the season. And she ties herself back up with Abby Wambach for 2nd most in the league, or they came in 2nd most in the league. At the top, check who the top goal scorer is again. They might be tied for the league lead now. And it's 2-1 Breakers, 64th minute, Sydney LaRue. Let's take a look at the goal from LaRue. Yeah, she took it from Sanderson there, then did the rest. Got enough room away from Salin, and then sent that, what was her near post there, and tucks it in. Not a lot of room to get it in. And it's almost as if she kind of rocked Salin to sleep a bit, got enough room for her right foot, and then fired it home.
And credit Sanderson with the assist there. That's becoming a normal thing.
So the Breakers have a 2-1 lead. This was the final score of the first matchup between these two teams. Suspect the Breakers are not going to sit back, of course. Only up with 1 goal and plenty of time remaining.
Not with a dangerous offense that the New York Flash possesses.
Lohman. Gonna let LaRue try to run after it. Bounces for Franch. Well, LaRue already has 1 game-winning goal on the season, and she's hoping that that will be her 2nd. 5 goals now on the season. Of course, she had 3 in 1 game. In that 4-1 victory against Chicago back on May the 4th. And that week, she earned the Player of the Week in the NWSL. easy to figure out why. If you score 3 goals in a game, you're probably going to be the front runner. That one bounces off of LaRue and a throw in for Western New York.
Sanderson's another player having a great game. She's got a goal and an assist today, so that adds to her offensive numbers, her assist leading numbers.
Although on that one there, she just, in a way, just gave it to LaRue and let her do her thing. As Sanderson trying to connect with Simon, knocked away. Good defense by Estelle Johnson. This is Salem. Lloyd trying to give it to Adriana. Miscommunication, though, as Adriana was coming back. Lloyd thought she was going to make a run. 68th minute, 2-1 Breakers. 64th minute, Sydney LaRue, her 5th of the season. Abby Wambach started the scoring back in the 28th minute for Western New York, her 5th. Breakers tied it in the 44th minute on Leanne Sanderson's 1st of the season. It's 1-1 at the half. As Noguera gets tripped up there, incidental contact, Wambach, and it's blocked wide.
And Wambach's really upset because I think they're ruling that a goal kick, and I'm pretty sure it hit off the foot of Kia McNeil to curve it towards that post.
That's how I called it. It looked pretty clear from up here. The ball was deflected the way it
moved in the air.
Yeah, it's completely changed direction. I think Wambach had a pretty good case there.
But credit McNeil with stopping that shot.
Yeah, she did the great defensive play to stop the opportunity, but probably should have been a corner kick for the Flash.
And Wambach is still visibly upset about that.
No one can call us homers. Well, that was pretty clear, though. We thought, at least. There'll be a throw in here for Western New York.
Wambach is a player who wants to win. So, a missed opportunity on a corner kick, that could affect the game.
Yeah, you got to get every opportunity possible, especially when you're down 2-1 in 69th minute. Of course, there's still plenty of time, but you never know when the next opportunity is going to come. It may never come. As Phillips will pick it up. We'll take a look at that and see if we can tell who it went off of.
Yeah, that was Kia McNeil right there.
Yeah, the way you can tell, you can see the spin of the ball, how it spun off to the side there. It looks pretty clear. Unfortunately, don't have a view. If we had a view from the other side, we would definitely be able to tell, but I'd say we're 95% sure that should have been a goal kick for Western New York. As play is whistled down. Called a foul on Western New York, I believe, and then Key McNeil tying her shoe up, and so Dragata takes her time, throwing it in towards Schepfer, but it's out. Breakers looking for their 4th win of the season, as are the Flash. Two teams separated by just 1 point in the standings. Of course, very early in the season, almost halfway through. As Lohman fighting with Lloyd. Lloyd will win the battle momentarily, and then it goes out off of Whitehill, so here comes a corner kick. This is game number 8 for the Breakers, game number 7 for the Flash. There's still a couple more before that midway mark. 22-game season. It's a good job by Schepfer as Western New York played it quickly out of the corner.
Now Western New York's almost playing a hurry-up type offense. They're getting quick passes, quick releases, and they're trying to catch the Breakers off guard.
Played away from Zerboni by McNeil. Comes to LaRue. Here's Lohman with some space. Sends it near side for Simon. Simon has room herself. Tries with a left foot shot and it's blocked. Now Schepfer looking for a shot of her own. Could not get in a good shooting position though. And it's cleared out by Brittany Taylor. Breakers throw it. And a substitution upcoming for Western New York.
Looks like Jodianne Robinson is coming in for Adriana.
Yeah, Jodianne Robinson definitely just came across our screen. She's into the match. And down goes Noguera, and Robinson already into the action. 24-year-old from Richmond, British Columbia. So she's into her 4th match of the season. As Whitehill giving her teammates some instruction. Now talks to Leanne Sanderson. We're in the 73rd minute. The tie broken in the 64th minute by Sydney LaRue. Her 5th goal this season. And an offsides whistled on the Breakers. It was Adriana coming out on the substitution. So Robinson on, Adriana out.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Substitution for the Flash in the 72nd minute.
Sanderson
Entering the match is number 23,
with some speed and then gets,
Robinson.
as the defense catch up to her, gives it up for Lohman, now out for LaRue. Noguera plays it away from Robinson. Dragata tracks it down. See Robinson with the fresh legs has already been all over the field. Wambach heads it up and then tries to track it down herself, but played back by McNeil. Second ball, Dragata couldn't get it to a teammate. Zerboni marked by Lohman. Salin back to Zerboni. Whitehill plays catch momentarily with Noguera and then trying to send it deep. Sanderson. And then knocked down by Brittany Taylor. Leanne Sanderson drawing that. Using her speed, has her 1st goal of the season.
This is a dangerous opportunity for the Breakers. A great scoring chance here. Schepfer can get a little elevation on the ball and up over. Looks like Whitehill and Simon are back at the far post to try and head it in.
Taking a look at Katie Schepfer, who has 2 goals on the season. No assists yet. She's made the start in all 8 matches of the season. Her teammates are lined up. And Schepfer ready to go. And it goes right straight through to Franch. It gets batted around and cleared out. Like Whitehill had a potential opportunity to send it in on a rebound. Just couldn't get her foot on it. Breakers trying to keep the pressure on. Sanderson.
Yeah,
Simon able to get it. This is LaRue trying to get a cross off, and it's defensively played by Estelle Johnson. Out for a Breakers throw-in.
the crowd's really fired up here, and you know, these are some great opportunities for the Breakers. They have to keep the ball down here and not give it back to the New York offense, Western New York offense.
He issued a yellow card back on that play a few moments ago on Brittany Taylor on the play against Sanderson. As a goal kick now for Western New York. They trail 2-1. 77th minute.
Hey Breakers fans, play with the pros this summer at Boston Breakers Summer Clinics. Breakers players will be in a town near you. Visit our website, www.bostonbreakersoccer.com.
Simon trying to spin away from Johnson, but the ball wasn't there anymore. Still another Breakers throw-in. Substitution for Western New York coming in.
That's Samantha Kerr going out. And it looks like Vicky DiMartino coming in.
Breakers trying to look to add to the lead. It was DiMartino in for Kerr for Western New York. DiMartino played collegiately, locally at Boston College.
Yeah, she's young. She gives some
is.
fresh legs for the New York for the offense in the late in this game.
Flash in the 78th minute. Entering the match is number 15, Victoria DiMartino. Leaving the match is number 4, Samantha Kerr.
We should give credit to Kerr. She did great today. She made a lot of positive runs down the side, lot of offense, and she had the assist on the one goal so far today.
Perfectly placed pass there, and you know, get it to that right spot, and Wambach will do the rest. And that's what happens on the header back in the 28th minute. At the time, the minute 1-0 Western New York. Leanne Sanderson, 44th minute. Sydney LaRue, 64th minute. And the Breakers with the 2-1 advantage. So we are now into the latter part of this one. The 80th minute. Western New York and French had that clear attempt blocked down by King, and then, excuse me, I think that was actually Shepfer. My apologies. And French now will pick it up and clear it out.
We've seen that a couple of times today with players making passes that bounce off the other team and luckily come right back to them.
Phillips will let this one roll back where she can pick it up.
Just waste a little time there and let the clock run.
Breakers play again Sunday. They'll be in Chicago, or just outside of Chicago, take on the Red Stars. And meanwhile, Western New York will play at Sky Blue FC on Saturday.
And for the Breakers that did, or for both these teams, both teams had players that played in the U.S.-Canada match. It's a lot of action. It's a lot of soccer being played in a short amount of time.
Sunday was that U.S.-Canada matchup. You had O'Reilly and LaRue for the Breakers playing on the U.S. team, and had Rion Wilkinson on playing for the Canadians, who has not seen action yet today.
And when I talked to Cole, Coach Cole today, she said she's thinking about giving Wilkinson a break. She's worked really hard so far this year. She worked really hard in the game Sunday, so That's why we haven't seen her yet in the match.
We've seen Heather O'Reilly sit down at halftime today and let Kaya Simon into the matchup. Brittany Taylor for Western New York. Things have slowed down a bit here. The Breakers up 2-1. The Flash need to make a push.
The Flash do have the weapons, though, to make a strong, fast offensive push.
And this one whistled down as Sanderson.
I think they might have called a handball on her.
No argument made as she turns heads back down the other side of the field. Flash trying to pick up the pace. Zerboni across the field. Nobody home, though, for the Flash, as King will let it go out of bounds and throw it in herself for Boston. These two teams will match up again here at Dilboy Stadium on August 3rd before the fourth and final match back at Western New York on August the 17th. That's the season finale.
Both those late season games can have an impact on the standing. This game will have an impact on the standings.
And a lot of, you always put the importance on the late season games, but I mean, obviously this is going to go without saying. Every game still counts towards the standings. So even though this is still before the halfway mark of the season, this is one that both teams desperately want. When you're third and fourth in the standings, try to gain some separation. And if you're the Breakers, you have a chance to go up 2-0 in the series on the year. So Western New York already losing 2-1 to the Breakers. They had a 1-0 lead in that, if I remember correctly. Yep, Samantha Kerr had scored the first goal of the game back for Western New York in that one before Heather O'Reilly scored a pair.
And they had a 1-0 lead here today.
So right now, same script, just a different venue. 85th minute. And Jody Ann Robinson went down there, and that might be a cramp, the way she kind of just sort of fell down and now trying to get back up and maybe walk it off.
She was sitting for the beginning part of this game, so it's not unlikely that it is a cramp.
The Flash with an opportunity. DiMartino against Tragata. Can't get one off cleanly, but it's deflected out.
The Breakers had 4 defensive players in that box, and the Flash only had 1. Wambach was the only one in there, so that's why they're not getting these opportunities. They're not pushing their offense up.
Carly Lloyd with the corner kick. There's a header, and it's good play on the back line by the Breaker defense. It wasn't Phillips there to make a save. Lloyd against Schepfer. And that was DiMartino trying to get towards the net, but Lohman with a potential goal-saving play.
Credit this Breakers defensive unit. They're doing a great job right now with all these shots.
And Robinson just pops it up to Phillips. Makes an easy play and a chance to waste some time and alleviate the pressure that the Flash just had. A couple of opportunities, but nothing able to get cleanly through. Foul called on Western New York as Simon was knocked down. Now some more time to come off the clock for the Breakers. In the 87th minute. Here's Simon. Not able to find enough room there, but still the fact that she's able to get a shot off. Throw-in upcoming now for Western New York.
Breakers fans, our next home game will be June 16th versus current league leaders Sky Blue FC. Get your tickets online at BreakersTickets.com or call 617-945-1704. Tickets are selling fast, so do not delay.
DiMartino throws it, not literally, but on net towards Phillips. And obviously an easy stop there. 88th minute. Breakers 2, Western New York 1.
You get the sense that the Flash are getting a little frantic here. Time is winding down, and they don't want to lose this game.
LaRue trying to go to Sanderson. Whistle down. Western New York possession. Quick restart and the header towards Phillips, but not enough on it. Wambach a little further out than probably she'd want to be for that attempt. King knocks it away from Robinson. Throw in back towards Robinson. Salen has it knocked away by LaRue, and then a couple of players hitting the ground. Play continues. LaRue was one of them, going against Veronica Perez, who's checked in recently as a substitution for Western New York, number 17. So we're 89 minutes in. Breakers taking the lead in the 64th minute. Sydney LaRue was 1-1 at halftime. Wambach for the Flash. Sanderson for the Breakers.
The Breakers defense just looking to hold on here.
And Lohman kicks it out of the danger zone there, and Sanderson is able to keep it in play and not allow a throw-in for Western New York. Great job by Schepfer to Simon. Simon doesn't want to do anything to give it up too quickly. Play it back to Dragata. It's deflected out. Breakers throw in as we're heading towards stoppage time.
Looks
So
like
we are into stoppage time.
Looks like it's going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time.
3 minutes of stoppage time it is. The card is up on the opposite side of the field, so the Flash have some time left. Perez gets it up, trying to go to Wambach, but pass not on target. Phillips will take it for the Breakers.
Of additional time to the end of the second half.
Western New York is used to this 2-1 score. This would be a 5th consecutive game where the final score has been 2-1 for the Flash.
The last 3, they've been on the winning end of the 2-1 score.
On the winning end, and last 4 matches have been at home before tonight. Brittany Taylor trigger things. Breakers doing a good job of getting to the headers.
You see most of the team is down there in that defensive end because they're just trying to hold on here. They're not necessarily looking for another goal. They just need to keep the Flash offense at bay and keep this game the way it is.
Well, if you're the Flash, this is what you want. You're in stoppage time, maybe 2 minutes left, and Carly Lloyd with the corner kick. Lohman able to step up and clear it away. Here's Alex Salin, sending it back towards the box. And then Sanderson will just launch it as far as she can. You have French, and she had a hit off her hand. Quick restart, LaRue up over and wide right.
Sid was really looking for another goal right there, and it was a really big mental mistake on French's part with that handball.
Let's see if the Flash have one last gasp, but they were maybe giving it a little extra, maybe half a life there. Schepfer able to keep it in. And Lohman will just tap it and let it roll out near the corner. And a throw in from way in deep for Western New York. As we are well into this 3 minutes of extra time. We'll see how much longer it goes. Quick throw in for the Flash. But they want it to be quick at least. Perez into Robinson. Robinson working against Sanderson. Trying to get something away. It's a corner kick. And the Flash have to get moving. Deep into stoppage time. Punched up by Phillips, out of the box. Sent back in, the header is in! And the Flash have tied it with probably seconds remaining in stoppage time.
That was Jody Ann Robinson, I believe, on the goal.
Jody Ann Robinson, and she came in late. She's been all over the field with fresh legs. Thought she went down for a moment with maybe a cramp, and the Flash with, well, no matter of time how many seconds they had left, but could not have been much. And that is going to be a tough one for the Breakers to swallow.
That was, great job by the Flash by keeping the ball, keep peppering, pressuring with shots, and Phillips couldn't do anything on that.
And that's going to end it. Well, that is so, unofficially, we don't know exactly, but about 30 seconds maybe were left in this one.
That's got to be a little disappointing.
Western New York just stole not the win, but stole a tie. So we'll take a look at the plays. The Flash just sent it back in, and Robinson went up, and the header.
Reynolds had the assist. And, for most of this game, the Breakers did a great job keeping Abby Wambach at bay, stopping the Flash offense, and that last-minute goal, that's kind of a heartbreaker right there for the Breakers.
Well, the Breakers did it to Washington back on opening night, and now they know how it feels, unfortunately. And so they fall to, I shouldn't say fall, but 2-0-2 now at home this season, and 3-2-3 overall. The Flash are now 3-2-2 overall. So the Breakers will stay 1 point ahead with the tie here today. And that's a group of Breakers players that are not happy with the way this game just ended. It really had 30 more seconds to hold on, and really one more clear is all they needed. But you got to give a lot of credit to the Western New York Flash as they kept going. They kept fighting, and they got corner kick opportunity and took advantage.
Yeah, the Flash are going to be happy with the tie. I think Coach Cole is going to say something to her team about the little mistakes, about the mental mistakes, and some of the things that can't happen against a good team like New York. Otherwise, they would have come out with a win tonight.
I mean, you could say, obviously, Sydney LaRue had that chance there to put in a goal, but may have been better served trying to waste some more time, retain possession, but she did have a wide open net and that obviously would have put things away. It's hard to second guess, especially when we're up in the booth, so not out on the field.
Yeah, we can say what if, but we weren't down there, experience it firsthand.
So a tough one for the Breakers here, a 2-2 tie. The scoring in this game started back in the 28th minute. Abby Wambach scored from Samantha Kerr. And then the Breakers tied it in the 44th minute. Leanne Sanderson scoring from Heather O'Reilly. So it was 1-1 at halftime. Breakers then broke the tie in the 64th minute. Sydney LaRue, her 5th goal of the season. And then Western New York in what I believe we'll call 93rd or 94th minute into stoppage time. It was Jody Ann Robinson scoring on a header, so both of the Western New York goals in this one will be headers. And 2-2 the draw. Breakers again 3-2-3 on the season. Western New York 3-2-2. The Breakers will return to action on Sunday. They play at the Chicago Red Stars, while Western New York will play Saturday at Sky Blue FC. The Breakers will return home on June the 16th to play Sky Blue FC. That'll be a 6:30 kickoff here at Dilboy Stadium. That'll start a stretch of 3 consecutive home games. Sky Blue, Seattle, and then Sky Blue again on that 3-game homestand, the 16th, the 26th, and the 30th of June. These two teams have 2 more matchups on the season, to August the 3rd here, and then August the 17th at Western New York. So once again, the final score here tonight, Boston 2, Western New York 2. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast, brought to you by Media Boss Television. Hope you enjoyed it, and join us again on June the 16th when the Breakers take on Sky Blue FC. For Maddie Sattler and the rest of our great Media Boss Television crew, I'm Scott Sudikoff. Good night, everybody.